10 animals that can detect what humans can't. Animals have always been superior to humans in relation to simple senses like listening to sight and smell. That is why we've spent centuries looking to study from their capabilities and put them to true use. For example, we've got yet to apprehend how so many wild creatures can expect earthquakes in advance with the aid of days and even weeks. Current facts about their skills is in general hypothesis, but it's definitely no accident when toads abandon their ponds days before an earthquake. Reportedly, even snakes had been spotted waking up from hibernation inside the middle of iciness and venturing out in lethal temperatures an entire month before an earthquake strikes. Scientists desire to collect more insight by means of tracking the behavior of such animals. But for now, earthquakes are nevertheless one of the natural disasters which can be toughest to stumble on ahead of time. At least for humans. Number 10. Birds. Many bird species, specifically within the northern hemisphere, migrate whilst iciness rolls around and meals will become scarce. Some even manipulate to fly lots of miles far from their breeding grounds, however go back whilst the weather becomes warmer. An impossible task for all people without a large cartography e-book or the global positioning system. Birds accomplish this awesome feat by detecting magnetic fields and the usage of them for navigation, after being baffled with the aid of this biological compass for several years. Scientists figured out that birds can feel the strength and direction of magnetic fields. Evidence cautioned that cells capable of picking up this information had been placed in the chuck's internal ear. This was similarly sponsored up via the invention of small iron balls within brains of all hen species surveyed to this point. Hair cells that play a crucial role in movement and acceleration were confirmed to incorporate these iron-rich sensory neurons. Despite the essential discovery, this piece of the puzzle does not completely explain the great navigational capabilities that birds possess. Number 9. Dolphins. These aquatic mammals are recognized for their ability to emit sound waves and detect records by interpreting the returning echo. These waves of sound are emitted by way of an organ in their heads, which matches like radar. The primary purpose of this capability is to inform dolphins approximately surrounding threats and prey. But it can also be used to stumble on pregnancies. According to professionals, echolocation might also allow dolphins to stumble on a pregnant female's developing fetus. Doctors use excessive pitched sound pulses, which might be normally known as ultrasound, to visualize fetal improvement. These sound waves are partly ponded at the boundary between muscle and pores and skin tissues. Many mirrored image readings can be combined by using a computer to supply an in-depth picture. Dolphins create comparable ultrasound waves and have been pronounced to take a unique interest in pregnant girls. When dolphins stimulate one another or hone in on something, they put their snout in opposition to the pores and skin and buzz. This is a shape of surprisingly focused echolocation. Buzzing has additionally been noticed across the bellies of pregnant girls. Number 8. Rats. Even though many humans act as though rats were landmines themselves, some of these animals have been skilled to hit upon real landmines, considering that 1997. Specifically, the African large pouched rats. These big rodents have poor imaginative and prescience, that's redeemed by a terrific feel of smell. Over the years, they have got sniffed out 13,200 mines in Angola, Tanzania, Mozambique, and Cambodia. Cambodia nevertheless suffers from an envisioned 6 million landmines scattered around the U.S. Access to valuable land necessary for farming and building is cut off by using this constant danger. After 9 months of training, the rats are able to protecting a long way greater ground than people, searching over 185 rectangular meters, 2,000 square feet, in 20 minutes. The identical project takes people as much as 4 days, considering that they risk lifestyles and limb. It is important for human beings to forestall after each ping on the steel detector and make certain that the vicinity is clear. The rats, however, aren't heavy sufficient to trigger the explosives and forestall to scratch the floor on every occasion the source of TNT fragrance is reached. Landmines observed inside the marked regions are detonated later. Number 7. Honeybees. Besides the obvious answer of nectar, what could a honeybee possibly detect? Turns out, honeybees can be trained to find landmines by associating the smell of sugar with explosives. These bees can detect the scent of TNT from 4.5 kilometers (2.8 miles) away. Thermal cameras are used to track their movements. Research continues, but honeybees are expected to be used under minefields to check for any mines left behind. The advantage of using honeybees for this purpose is a lower cost than rats and dogs. Honeybees also recruit and teach other bees to do the same naturally by themselves. Their hairs can gather particles easily, detecting chemical vapor concentrations as parts per billion and very low parts per trillion. Honeybees even hold the Guinness World Record for the smallest animal used in detecting landmines. Number 6. Cats. Cat owners have been reporting that their pets have restoration powers for ages. While cats do no longer have the capability to cure illness, they're really capable of detecting it, diseases, purpose, chemical changes inside the body, and cats use their acute sense of scent to become aware of whether or not someone is unwell or not. Our tomcat buddies acquire greater facts by means of sensing adjustments in our temper and behavior. They can also stumble on illness in different animals. One cat has even anticipated 25 deaths in a nursing home. Although unfriendly with the aid of nature, Oscar the cat displayed surprising affection in the direction of a couple of citizens who have been close to loss of life. Experts hypothesize that the cat can odor and sense organs shutting down. Do now not hurry to agenda a physician's appointment if your cat suddenly sits for your lap, although even the most unbiased and egoistic beings need affection occasionally. Number 5. Snakes. As if those reptiles were not threatening enough, snakes have holes of their heads referred to as pit organs. These pits allow them to discover infrared radiation emitted from heat bodies up to at least 1 meter (3.3 feet) away. Infrared imaginative and prescient acts as an additional sense, offering information about prey within the darkish and supporting it as it should be hanging the goal. The somatosensory device, of which the pit organ is a component, does no longer use eyes to receive signals. Snakes discover warmness rather than see mild photons. The equal gadget is answerable for detecting eye contact and temperature. Pit membrane tissue is heated up by means of infrared radiation. When the tissue reaches a threshold temperature, an electrical sign is induced by using ions flowing into the snake's nerve cells. According to observations, the threshold temperature for some snakes is simply above 28 levels Celsius (82 degrees Fahrenheit), which is similar to the temperature emitted from a squirrel or mouse more or less 1 meter (3.3 toes) away. Pits within the head of a snake are also a splendid indicator of whether it's far venomous, as other snakes do not have them. Number 4. Pigs. Pigs are yet some other animal with an impressive sense of odor. They are usually used to locate one of the maximum luxurious meals, muffins. Researchers have found out why pigs are so desirable at locating this fungus. Truffles include huge amounts of a substance that is also synthesized in boar testicles. The substance is secreted within the saliva of boars looking to breed. Females are attracted to the musky fragrance emanating from their saliva foam. Hopes of mating are sufficient incentive for pigs to discover the fungus up to 1 meter (3 feet) underneath ground. The same substance is produced by using the testicles of human males and is secreted through their sweat glands. The urine of girls also includes some of the same chemical compounds. This may assist to provide an explanation for why people revel in cakes and are inclined to pay a lot for them. Italian laws have forbidden the usage of pigs to discover cakes considering 1985. Truffles are pretty sensitive to changes in the environment, and pigs ruin it by means of carelessly scraping the ground. The surroundings important for the growth of truffles is very fragile and may be disturbed by using moving a unmarried stone. Pigs additionally frequently turn out to be eating the desserts they discover. As a result, puppies are generally used for the quest in recent times. However, dogs require training and still can't rival the truffle detection competencies of a pig. Pigs remain used for this motive in other nations. Number 3. Fish. Sunlight is scarce at the depths of maximum water sources, and eyesight is not dependable below the 200-meter (656 feet) mark. Meanwhile, fish do not seem to warfare with keeping off barriers and whirlpools, maintaining up with water go with the flow, or tracking prey. Flow sensors had been identified at the surfaces of nearly all species of fish. The sensor network enables in gathering statistics about the flow of water. Researchers position their efforts into studying the sensory organ device of fish. This machine detects vibrations and movement in surrounding water. Another point of recognition changed into canals, which open through numerous pores. After subjecting a rainbow trout fish model to practical aquatic conditions, concluding effects showed wonderful significance inside the locations of the canal machine. They could be found on pinnacle of the top and in different areas where sturdy pressure variation happens. Number 2. Elephants. With a fixed of ears that massive, elephants manifestly have a first-rate sense of hearing. Although they had been visible all of sudden changing their direction for no clear reason. That is not a thriller. Studies have revealed that elephants are able to detecting a rainstorm drawing close from roughly 241 kilometers (150 miles) away. This uncanny potential became uncovered with the aid of studying the migrations of elephants in Namibia. The huge beasts can hear frequencies under the range of listening to that people own and use this as considered one of their ways of conversation. Similar low-frequency sound is produced by using thunderstorms. After 7 years of tracking the actions of 9 elephants from exclusive herds with GPS, researchers discovered proof that advised adjustments inside the elephant's path at some point of the vicinity's rainy season. Researchers found their movement in the direction of thunderstorms loads of miles off days before rain took place. Knowing when, in which, and why they move may additionally assist conservation efforts, as 100,000 African elephants had been killed by poachers between 2010 and 2012 on my own. Number 1. Dogs. Obviously, while speaking about animal detection powers, you have to bring up dogs. although rats or pigs may also have a higher feel of scent in a few areas. Not anything can beat the connection among the man and his high-quality pal. Being dependable and smooth to train, puppies are the appropriate candidates for any situation that calls for the advanced senses of animals. Medical detection puppies use their noses to discover contamination in humans. Detecting scent concentrations as little as one component in keeping with trillion allows them to feel the odor created by way of diseases. This may be compared to detecting a teaspoon of sugar dissolved in 2 Olympic swimming pools. Canines outmatch our tomcat friends on this region as dogs are capable of sensing cancer, something cats can't accomplish. Unique odors emitted via cancerous cells permit puppies to alert human beings to ailment faster than doctors can. A case was reported in which a canine stood sniffing the lesion at the owner's thigh. The animal even tried to chunk off the lesion, which changed into later showed to be a malignant melanoma. The canine may additionally have stored its proprietor's life with the aid of detecting the most cancers at an early and curable level. Seems like dolphins aren't the best animals with pregnancy detection talents, either. Dogs seem to act in another way around pregnant women. Experts believe that the dogs can sense hormonal changes in women at that point. Dogs are recognized to be particularly touchy to changes inside the mood and behavior of human beings. Noticing these changes in pregnant ladies can make the animals greater attentive and protective. Dogs would possibly even be capable of listening the infant's heartbeat. Although that is hard to prove scientifically. Hunting for truffles is every other talent that our four-legged pals can gather via a few months of education. They do no longer have as a lot motivation to discover the fungus as pigs, but the dog's precision makes up for it. Dogs find the precise area of a truffle instead of spoil the environment by means of scraping everywhere around it. They do not consume the muffins upon finding them and are certainly less conspicuous than pigs while taken out for a walk. These qualities have resulted in dogs being used more normally for the hobby. Explosives are some other object on the list of factors frequently detected by means of canine. Handlers are generally alerted via the puppies sitting down as soon as explosive substances are observed. Similarly, they may be used for drug searches. Although the accuracy of drug detection dogs is once in a while questioned, additionally it is because of them sensing very small quantities of the chemical compounds. Their potential to find strains of drugs too small for the naked eye is frequently improper as fake positives with the aid of critics. Seems like our loyal companions will stay the kings of detection because some months of training is all they need to locate just about something. Like us, subscribe our channel and share.